Ayo, it's Davo. What's going on, everybody? We are back with some more worst units in Grand Cross. Well, the worst units, honestly. Yes, the other video I did offense, but today we'll specifically be talking about defense. And when I'm talking about defense, it's the defense stat itself: HP, resist, regen, crit resist, and crit defense. I feel like recovery should be in defense, but maybe that would be too much. But shout out to Grand Cross Database. I am on the global side of this website. It's fantastic. This database thing is stupendous. So let's get into it. First and foremost, who has the least amount of defense? You already know. We don't really care about rare and SR units. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the first SSR, which is my boy Slater. Shout out to Yamcha. That is his boy. His defense is atrocious. That first is 220. Gil is 220. Fat King, one of the top CC units in the game. I think he's top 20. 220, but that's King though. He's a different exception. Milam 230, Levi 230, Hellbrum. We can go ahead and take a look at who has the most. Let's go ahead and look. Blue Valenti. Well, both the old Valentis. That's kind of cool. 480. I feel like they should have gave her like more resistance, but yeah, y'all hear me talk about that later. Deldry, I have no idea why she needs so much defense. Why is she so special? There's so many other units who need defense. I don't know why. Diane, that's cool. Yeah. All right. I know this Diane actually does increase, I think, defense-related stats the more debuffs are on her. So that could be like a little wary if you. But she's a CC unit, bro. It's like that's the only thing about her. She's a relatively good farmer, but she's mostly just used for CC. Sorry, Trice. Nobody cares about you. Tarmeo, the defensive god himself, has 440. My last guy has 430. Oh, okay. That's pretty sick. Zeldris, Merlin, and the list goes on. You already know the worst one I would have to say is Slater. Let's scoot on over to HP. Who has the least HP? You already know we don't care about the SRs and the rares. Best King. Funnily enough, one of the best fest units in the game. When I say best fest unit, to me, I think he's one of the best fest units. Kind of as I should mention, I think this is all base too, so it's like don't even worry about it. You know, we're just looking at level 1 essentially. The worst base stats still. So his HP is kind of, even though he's a fantastic CC unit, his HP is kind of low. Gila, oh yeah, her HP is kind of low too. Jericho, is this counting the new buff? I don't think so. I don't know. So I know Derpy would probably come in like and correct me, but not looking good for her. Ellie Hawk and Elat and Gother. I think this is really holding them back because I think a max out Gother is like 55, 56 KCC with SA5, which isn't like the best because you got Escanor like at 59. And then you got Goddesselli at 58 and Valenti at like 59 too or something like that. It's kind of weird. Like a unit everyone uses has like not the best HP and that attributes to the CC. So a CC isn't even the highest, which is kind of a rip. Goddesselli, Melaskilla, could be better. Mon Speed, Counter Melee, all that good stuff. Kyo, well, we're starting to get a little bit higher. So let's see who has the highest base HP essentially. I already knew Tarmeo had the best. His is like stupid, 7.8. Then it drops down to 7.4 for Denzel. Like for what? Like it's Denzel. Like not even Xeoxys uses him, and Xeoxys doesn't shut up about this man. And then it drops down to Zeldris, and then a lot of people have 7,000 around that area. Even fast units like LV, he's up here. Denzel has more HP. Tarmeo has more HP than Las Vegas. It's kind of crazy. The list goes on. A lot of people have 7,000, 7,000, 7,000. You already know how it goes. And then the first person to drop is actually Bond. They gonna respect my boy one of these days. I promise you, boy. But yeah, let's move on over to resist, patience, whatever you want to call it. You already know. My boy Bond. They just do my boy dirty so often. He needs a buff. Whenever Purgatory Bond comes out, mark my words, he will get a buff in game. The old bonds, the nunchuck bonds, he will go mega bird. It will be mega content to produce. Who else? Hendrickson, no resist. Hauser, no resist. It hurts my soul. My boys have no defense, have no offense. It hurts. I want to cry. I promise you I do. Let's move on. Gil Thunder. Bro, I thought Gil Thunder had the like sickest animation when I started the game. It hurts my eyes to see that these people have like no type of defense. We can see them here. Y'all can kind of even look ahead. Like, look, he has like no other like defensive stats. Like, You would think, because this guy feeds off, like, he buffs his own patience, right? His own resist, like, however much O gauge he has. He has 5. I think he'd be broken if he had anything over 20. Like, let's be for real. He wouldn't take any damage at 3 O gauge, literally. Let's move on. Meliotis. The Dianes, they got 10%. So let's take a mosey on over here to see who has the most resist, which is LV. But he doesn't have any crit resist, so that's what makes him good. So if he didn't have any resist, he would literally get one shot. He already does get one shot, but if he had no resist whatsoever, he'd be even worse. Gotta tell you, at 65, that's sick. Also on Hawk 60. A lot of people have 60, so yeah. Yeah, and then I think the first 51. Wait. Oh, Zeldris has 50. Resistance is a big thing. I feel like it's more important than defense because defense is kind of like poop a lot of the times. But resistance is like, excuse me, my voice cracked. It's basically the integrity of defense. Like if resistance didn't exist, there will be no reason to even invest in defense for a unit. I promise you, you wouldn't have to upgrade any type of costumes. It would just be pointless. If there was no resist, like I don't know what this game would come to. But let's go ahead and go on over to Regen. Regen is borderline irrelevant. I'm still over here on Arthur. Regen is essentially how much health you can recover at the start of turn. Think Red SR Ellie, right? How she heals at the start of turn. That's basically kind of what that is. You ever notice, like, let's say you don't have a healer on the team. At the start of your turn, you ever see like you regain some HP for no reason? That's what that is. That's what Regen is. Bellion has no regen whatsoever. Deldry, nothing. Derriere, she kind of don't need it because her life still kind of makes up for it. I think, well, not life still. She has like borderline none, but because she's doing so much damage, it kind of doesn't matter for her, you know. Small Diane's kind of a rip. You think Ellie would have some regen, but no. They just said, nah, bro, she's annoying enough. We don't need her just like overstaying her welcome. You know, I don't know why. Escanor has 0, you already know. The 1 has 0, that's good because that clown doesn't need anything. Just for research purposes, let me go ahead and check if he actually has no regen. Let's see. Yeah, he has 0 regeneration, but to be honest, regeneration sucks as a whole. Let me see who has the most regen. I'm curious. Droll. Okay, so if you use Blue Droll and you do the taunt, right? He increases his HP related stats, correct? Ah, so if you just have a Droll and you use his stance, oh my god, that's why he heals so much. Oh, unless you throw an infect on him, bro, he could theoretically just recover from anything. That would be nice. That's interesting. All right. Liz has 40%. Who cares? The Great Demon unit, honestly, who cares? Athena. I think that's really the most interesting thing about this whole regen category. Hendrickson has 20, which is, I don't know. Yeah, regen is kind of like the underdog of Grand Cross. Nobody really talks about it. It's not like super important. It just helps you kind of survive. You know, it's not like the main contributor to surviving. But yeah, crit resist I feel like is a bigger thing to worry about because it actually stops crits from occurring, which can be absolutely huge. And Bond having 0 actually makes me mad. So he can legit get one shot by a unit that has like type disadvantage, you know, like let's say what he's green. I think the 1 could legit still one shot him just because he's green. The 1 doesn't matter. You got no crit resist, bro, it's over. I know Escanor has none, but I know his crit defense is actually good, 80%. You see it right there. I know the Small Kings had none. That's why they were like, Blue King, he was a thug, but you know, you could still crit on him. You can get him out of there if you wanted to, you know. LV, no crit resist. We already knew that. Milam, 0. Let's move down here, see who has like 20 or something. Camilla, Deldry, the Giant Diane's, Gallon has 20. Let's go back up and check who has the most crit resist. Oh, Droll. Yeah, I feel like I knew Droll. Droll is actually fantastic. Man has, you can hardly crit on him. It's difficult. Tarmeo, that's great because he's a defensive guy. King, he's just stupid. King is just like completely slept on. Ludo has 65. But yeah, Zeldris 60. Valenti 60 as well. Which is a shame because you actually want to build crit resist for her so she can actually get increased through her passive. Shen, nobody really uses her. Roxy, 60%. That's alright. Also on Hawk 60. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let's move on over to crit defense, which is kind of an underrated stat too. Crit defense actually, you know, what does it do? Like when a crit actually occurs, it basically lowers the amount that crit does to you. Essentially, if someone has like a stupid amount of crit damage, like 170, and you have like 80% crit damage, just subtract that 80 from the 170 that the opponent has, right? So then they have like 90%. Is that quick math? Yeah, it is quick math. They have like 90% crit damage, which in theory would do less if they had the full 170, you know, and you had 0. See, don't have 0 like Locks. Don't do that. Like, oh, Small Kings had 0. Oh, I didn't know they had 0. I didn't pay attention. Oh, that's probably why they. Oh, see, that was the weakness of King, bro. He had the stuns, he had the cleanses, bro, but he was not good defensively whatsoever. Dro has 5. Well, I feel like that's good. His crit resist kind of saves him, so he doesn't really need crit defense that much because you probably won't even crit on him. So, Elaine 10, 10, 10. Gopher 10%. So, well, he has good crit resist too, so you don't even have to worry about that for him. Hendrickson has 10. These units are terrible, bro. She has 10. Bro, if they get a crit on him, I could have sworn Roxy had good crit defense. But no, it's the other way around. She has crit resist. Oh, that's good to know. Alright, let's take a look at who has the most crit defense. Assault Mode Melly. So that's why when you attack him sometimes and you crit, it won't do that much. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that little tidbit about Assault Mode Meliotis. Mono, for some reason. Why? They didn't have to do this to her. They could have just gave her more Pierce. Like, honestly, bro. Like, for what? Molascula 80. Oh. So that's why Amazing tried to give her crit defense. I see, because she already had 80. Smart man, Amazing. This man has 82. Rip. They could lower that, man. They could have easily gave him like 50. Like, come on, bro. Let us kill the one easily, bro. Red Escanor. I guess they wanted to keep it the same for the other Escanors. Tarmeo 70. Tarmeo is just an overall good defensive unit, other than his Regen, which you don't really care for because he heals by his ultimate, so you good. Kyo has 65, Lilia has 60, but she has no crit resist, so you're gonna crit on her. It's not like this is like 80 and then this is 0. I feel like if this was 80 and then, you know, she has 0, I feel like she'd be good because you would crit on her, but it wouldn't do that much. But that's pretty much gonna do it. Those are the worst defensive units in the game based off stats alone. I'm not going over like just like, you know, in game, like, you know, in theory. This is just on paper. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smack that like button. And if you are, yeah, you know, just sub to the channel too, because, you know, we're trying to hit 1K subs. Like I said, I might try to bring new content to the channel, like this. I forgot the game or the name, but I will pretty much get it down. So stay on the lookout. If you're interested in the game, just let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.